everyone, it's me, Nina. I thought while I had a chance, while everybody's gone, um, anytime that I start filming, my dog has to get up right in front of my face. Well, she's not right in front of my face, but she's on the couch arm. So it's like she makes me hot, her body heat. And I'm already warm and I've got the air on and both ceiling fans going. But anyway, while I had a chance, with everyone gone to church, I thought I would just kind of tell some stories and true stories and just let you get to know me a little bit better. I know a lot of social media people get on there and they make up stuff and they're not who they seem to be, and you know, just, I don't know. I don't trust a whole lot of people. And, but I want you to know that when you see me, I'm 100% transparent. What I say is what I mean. It's the truth. And so, you know, the stories that I tell you, the things about my family, whatever I say, you're going to know it's legit. I'm not here to, that's why I don't like to make videos of me when I'm down in a flare. I have osteoarthritis, you know, bad, all over, all my joints, everywhere. And degenerative disc disease. I have spurs in my neck and my lower back. And, you know, I'm diabetic, take 2 shots, 2 pills a day. And high blood pressure and fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. And, you know, I could go on. And it's, why? Because it's not fun to have it, and it's sure not fun to hear about it. And, you know, why would you want to watch a video of me just laying in bed? And that's basically all I can do when I get in that type of flares. So, yep. So really, you're going to see videos of me when I feel good. Like I filmed one a little bit ago, and I was eating Sloppy Joes and stuff. That was just a little while ago, and I thought, why not take advantage? You know, like I said, with just me sitting here with the pup. Now, I don't go to church as much as I used to go constantly every time we had church. But because I enjoy it, and I enjoy the people, and we've been going to this church for 30 years. So yeah, it's family, you know, it's our family. And I don't go very often because, for one thing, the fibromyalgia causes me to have a lot of pain in my neck and shoulders, plus that spur that's in there. And it causes my shoulders to just ache like they're falling out of joint. Supposedly, there's nothing really wrong with them. And I haven't had x-rays or nothing, but I'm sure the doctor thinks that it's probably just fibromyalgia and the arthritis, osteoarthritis in them. So that's one reason I don't go, because, you know, you sit for, well, other than just standing, but you're sitting for 2 hours sometimes, and it's like, yeah, it gets to be a little much for me. So that's one reason why. And let's see. I just want to tell you, I'm an introvert. And you might not be able to tell on here. I'm friendly. I get along. I love people, and I've worked my entire life. Started out at Wendy's when I was 16, and then I've always worked, always had a job, and I had been working. Let's see, I spent 9 years. No, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, I'm at 6. It was 9. I was trying to think, because the reason I got confused is the job that I just got laid off from. Well, it's been almost 2 years, but I started there as a temp, and I worked in the office. I had never had an office job. I've had many jobs, but I'd never had an office job before. I've worked in factories and, you know, everywhere, Walmart and all kinds of jobs, and I've never, like I said, never had an office job. And my friend was working at this place, and they needed someone, and all I had to do was scan in huge blueprints into a computer. And if there was anything really bad, because a lot of these were really old, from like back in, probably in the 50s, and a lot of them would get like black streaks through them or whatever, I was allowed to fix those. And then, you know, save that part onto the onto the computer program. So anyway, long story short, I did that and I worked there and for 3 years as from a temp agency. And I was happy, made okay money, wasn't great, but it was okay. And I enjoyed it and I liked the people. Well, then I got asked about learning how to do the phone system to be an operator. So I thought, well, yeah, I could try that too. I used to do all kinds of different things at Walmart and CSM and layaway. I did everything there, working third shift, and we were open 24 hours. So, yep, I got trained on the phones, and it was a huge phone program. So I learned to do that, and then they had me start doing little things, a little bit here and there, and a little bit here and there. Well, I went ahead and did it because honestly, I was just thankful to have a job at that time. And the last job I had was cleaning it was an assisted living home, and I would clean, they were like little apartments, and that's what I did, and I enjoyed that too, even though a lot of people think that they're probably above that. I don't think none of us are. We things happen, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do, get those bills paid. And I love old people, and I liked being there. I didn't have to really take care of them at all. I just cleaned, but I could talk to them, and I enjoyed that so much. And most of them were in their right mind and everything, so it was nice. So anyway, long story short, at the place that I worked in the office, they ended up hiring me, and I had to go be interviewed, even though they knew me for 3 years. I had to go have an interview and make, they had to know that I could type, and they knew that I could do phone calls and all that stuff, because the new job that I'd be doing was going to be a international shipper. And I was scared to death because I had never done anything like that, and I'm not a young spring chicken anymore, as they say. And I ended up getting the job out of, I don't know how many people there were. I knew 3 of them. And I got it. And I'm telling you, I was tickled to death. So it went well. And it went really, really well. And I'm quiet. And when I'm working, I don't know about anybody else. I know like I said, I had never worked in an office before. I didn't know office etiquette. I didn't know anything. And so I had, in the 3 years, I had learned a lot of that stuff. Well, when I work, I put all that I have into that work. So that means I'm not big on sitting around talking, and I'm not big on, I guess, walking around talking to people. And some people thought that I wasn't as friendly as I should be. And, I don't think that they really understood their jobs as like salesmen and different jobs. Everyone's was really, really different, where they might have time between getting an order done. They might have time to go, spend a half hour or whatever, an hour, whatever, with somebody and talking to them, where I didn't. I was shipping internationally, so at this time, I had to find the best, cheapest, fastest way to ship products. Some of the products, it would be like, a 2-pound box, all the way up to, man alive, some of the biggest things I've shipped filled a container, if you know what a container is, and it would be 24,000 pounds, 16,000 pounds. They were huge things that I was shipping, and they went all over the world. So I was super busy and stressed a lot of the time. And during this time, my husband was going through, at first they thought it was cancer, and then found out that he had something called alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. And it is a genetic disorder that affects either the lungs or the liver or both. And his was the liver, and found out that he had cirrhosis of the liver because of that. And within the time that I was working there, he was right at death's door. So for I don't know how many months, I took off FMLA because he could not be by himself. And when you have cirrhosis, it causes ammonia from your blood system to form, and there's no way to get rid of it because the liver's not doing its job. So the ammonia goes to your brain, and it causes you to be goofy, out of your mind. He he was seeing things and hearing things, and honest to goodness thought things were happening that were not happening. And it was scary, and it was very, very, very stressful for me because he was always my rock. Well, thank the good Lord, he ended up getting a liver transplant. And I'll tell that another day. But during the time when I was working, you know, when he had the liver transplant, we had to stay a month up near the hospital where he had the transplant at, because, you know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And they wanted him there, that if something needed to be done, that, you know, we'd be there. So we stayed a month in a, they called it the, I'm sorry, sometimes my brain doesn't work good from this fibro, and I get simple words I can't think of. Anyway, it was a house slash hotel, motel, no hotel, that you could stay there and it would be at a cheaper rate. I paid $60 a night, and I was there for over a month with him. And it was very stressful, you know, because I'll just go into that another time, okay? So anyway, with my job, when I got back to work, I was so thankful. Those people blessed me beyond belief. They had sent money, checks, to help me out. They had signed cards, and they were just good people, good people. But from being gone, the time that I was gone, a younger girl, 10 years younger than me, and I'm not saying this because she's younger, I'm not blaming her, but a younger woman ended up becoming, they hired her and to help me with the shipments, and she started learning the ropes, of course, and I trained her, and then I didn't know what was going on, but they ended up sending her to another state, several states away, and for more training, and I never got that, you know. So I kind of, in the back of my mind, I thought, something's going on here, you know. But the whole time I kept thinking, you know, it was like God was kind of just giving me hints that I'm not going to have my job someday, you know, that I need to prepare for whatever I need to prepare for. And by this time, when she started getting trained in this other state, they sent a whole team of people to train all of us. And I thought, well, maybe it's okay, because, you know, they're going to train me too. And she was just like the support person for us, you know, when they all went home. So that made me feel a little bit better. And by that time, my husband's bills had been covered by our insurance through work. And because he had lost his job shut down when he was going through all that. I'm telling you, it was a mess. It was a trial and a half. I think that's where I earned a lot of these gray hairs. But through it all, we trusted the Lord. And that's just what, you have to have hope and faith. You have to. So I worked for a while longer, and let's see, he had his transplant in 2013, and at the end of 2015, I got called into the office, and I had no idea at this time. I had been hearing rumors, you know how it is around the place. I had been hearing rumors that corporate was making them downsize. So they ended up getting rid of 6 people out of the office that day. And I was one of them. And I am ashamed to say I was not a good, I burned a bridge. I'm just going to be honest. I burned a bridge because, I think I did, because I was so upset. And I was thinking in my little mind, you know, my husband wasn't working. And now I lost my job. And we had the house to pay for. We hadn't even lived in it 2 years yet. And because we had bought a home closer to my parents' home so that I would be here to help take care of them. Well, it didn't go very well. So I left and lost my job and left. And I got a severance package. And then I ended up getting unemployment. But I kept going back to when I knew that God was telling me to get prepared for things. Get prepared. Do what you got to do. So when I was working those almost 2 years after Steve got better, I started buying. I bought me an All-American canner, a big one, jars. I started canning everything out of the garden. We even went to an Amish place that sold just the chicken breast, no bone or skin, and we bought 40 some pounds of that, and I canned that, and through it all, God took care of us. We never lost anything. The bills were paid. Yes, it was tight, but thank the good Lord. I've never been a shopper. I've never been one to spend a lot of money on anything. So He took care of me, and I'm still not working. I've actually filed for disability because of everything combined. It's not under one thing. Well, sort of under probably fibromyalgia maybe, and then it will go through all those, and I'm not sure why they do that, but anyway, I ended up getting denied twice, and I have a lawyer, and his brother went to school with my son, so I knew them a little bit, and I just trust him, and it's been over, well, let's see, this October, November, I'd have to look at my paperwork. It'll be 3 years. Yeah, because I actually filed before I lost my job because I was having a lot of issues, and I don't know, but God's taking care of us, and I'm waiting to hear back. I have to have a meeting with a judge, and then they'll decide, and if not, it'll be okay. Because now my husband, we'll make it. And we're living with Mom, and we pay half the bills. And then our house that we have, my son's taking care of all that, of course, him and his family, so don't have to worry about that. And oh my goodness, it is 17 minutes, and I have got to get off of here. I am probably boring you. I apologize for making it so long, but I hope that you like a little bit of learning about me and knowing that you can trust me, and if you need a friend or whatever to talk to, that I'm here for you. And, okay, once again, God bless.